What's going on? Ryan Troy back with another video for you today. And before I start, I just want to say I finally hit 1,000 subscribers. So I want to say thank you for everybody. We did it. We made it. I'm super duper excited for this. The only thing that I'm missing right now will be the watch hours for me to get into the partner program, but that should come extremely soon. So first, I just want to give a special thanks to all of you, because I literally would not be here if it wasn't for you. I know that sounds cliche, but it is what it is. And special thanks to Photo Me. Like, it's from him being here from the beginning and like helping me and pushing me to do certain type of videos that would increase my audience, and just having him to talk to anytime I need something. So of course, if you don't follow Photo Me, like, make sure you do. I will leave his stuff linked down below. But if you don't know who he is already, I don't know who you are really watching on on YouTube. I'm sorry, I got notes right over here, so you may keep seeing me look over here, but it's literally because I have little bullet points basically that I want to make sure that I touch. Now, the reason why I do want my channel to continue growing is because I will eventually start to get products to review, so I don't have to just talk about them from what I'm seeing online. I'll be able to actually get them in my hand and things like that. So if it's not too hard for you to do, I would really appreciate if you like this video so it can get pushed through the YouTube algorithm and my channel can continue to grow. Now let's get into the WPPI 2021 and 2022. Now, I didn't go to the WPPI show this year, and Sony backed out and Nikon backed out. If it was for me to, like, if I was to go this year, that would have been my first year going, and I really wanted to see Nikon and Sony anyway. So I know I missed out on, collabing with a couple creators and just going to other places. There's more things there than just Nikon, Sony, and Canon. It's a whole lot. So next year, 2022, just to let you know, if you want to meet up or anything like that, I will be going to WPPI. I said WPPI. Wow, I'm keeping that. WPPI, which should be March 1st through the 3rd. Okay, so mark that on your calendars. And if you come, I will see you there. Make sure you just come to me and, hey, Ryan, how's it going? All of that. So getting into our main subject, is Viltrox saving Nikon? Now, what do I mean by this? If you remember, a couple months ago, I made a video telling you exactly what I would want from Nikon, where I felt like they were lacking, right? And it was the lens department. Now, although every single lens that they put out, in my opinion, is fire, it is great. I love every single lens that they put out. The only thing is, we don't have many options. So when you think about it, it's like Nikon is monopolizing the Nikon mirrorless lenses, at least with autofocus. There's quite a bit that has manual focus, but come on, we want autofocus, right? I mean, that's what everybody's complaining about Nikon anyway. So yeah, we want autofocus. But Viltrox came out with an 85 a while ago. They came out with an 85 1.8, and that lens was great. I still didn't get to personally put my hands on it, but from everything I see, and I have a couple close friends that have that lens, it was great. It had one slight disadvantage. I'm so sorry, but they are cutting grass outside, so I'm just gonna, give me a second, let me wait for that to die down a little bit. So there was one slight disadvantage that the 85 had over the 85 S lens from Nikon, and it was just the autofocusing. Now, the autofocusing wasn't bad by any means. It just wasn't on par. But is that lens worth the money compared to what you would spend for the Nikon if you couldn't afford it? 1000%. I would say buy the Viltrox lens if you couldn't afford to buy the other one. You're still getting a good lens, but the only difference is I haven't really seen anything much on it on if the lens got updated. So a lot of people don't really do refreshers to their reviews. They just get a product, they review it, and then it is what it is. It's kind of hard for you to follow up with that unless the company puts something out. But even when they do that, it still may be hard. So I'm not really sure if that part improved, but what I will tell you is this 24 1.8 that still I have not had my hands on, but the 24 1.8, that lens right there in my opinion, did way better than the 85 did in the beginning. So I'm thinking that they probably learned something from the first lens that they had, but the autofocusing and everything on that lens is great. The 3 new lenses that they just put out, being the 23 1.4, the 33 1.4, and the 56 1.4, which is all available. I have links below for you to check them out if you want to check them out. All available, but they're for APS-C cameras. Now, the best part about this is when you have the Z50 or you have the ZFC, you really don't have that many options, especially if you're using the ZFC for a vlogs type of camera. The thing about it is, although the camera doesn't have IBIS, it doesn't have in-body image stabilization, still being able to have that 1.4 aperture on all of those makes it a great vlogging lens. You will be able to, just put a ND filter on there, but you'll be able to separate yourself from the background. If it's your main camera, if you just have it on a little tripod and you want to film, being able to do that, if you want to be a content creator and you want to go ahead on and start making videos on YouTube, this may be something I could start recommending, because usually the Canon M50 will be something that I recommend a lot because of all of the options that it have, the lenses and everything. And I look at the Nikon ZFC as a camera like that. A lot of other people want to compare it to like the Fuji, but to me, the Fuji cameras are way more professional. Just because it's APS-C doesn't mean that the quality of the camera is low. No, that camera was meant to be a professional camera. I personally don't feel like the Nikon ZFC was made for that. Just like the Nikon Z50, in my opinion, I think it was meant to be more like the Canon M50. When you look at how they roll both products out, you had a creator's kit for the M50, you had a creator's kit for the Nikon Z50. So I always group those two together, and I'm going to do the same exact thing with the Nikon ZFC, only because the way it flips out, boom, vlog style. That's something a creator will want. They learn from their mistakes with the Nikon M50, with it flipping down and you not being able to put the little stick on it and go around. With the ZF50, with the ZFC, you will be able to do that. So I really feel like Viltrox is saving Nikon right now. It is great to have third-party options. I really wish Sigma would jump on board. I'm a big Sigma fan, and when I converted my Sigma F glass over with the FTZ adapter, it worked even better. So, and there's a couple other people that use a lot of Sigma F glass. The thing about it is, since I'm getting into video, it is extremely important for me to have a lens that can silently focus. And that's what we get when we have this Z line. That's the reason why me personally, I got rid of all of my F glass except my Sigma macro, which I will be getting rid of soon as I can get the macro from Nikon. But I mean, if Viltrox come out with a macro Z lens and it's better than the one that I have from Sigma, my F1, I'm going to that. I'm happy with Viltrox. I feel like this is much needed. I would be praising Tamron and Sigma if they was doing the exact same thing, but they're not. And I don't know if it's contracts or whatever it is that's stopping these other manufacturers from making lens for the Nikon Z system. But I feel if Viltrox can do it, there's no reason why none of them should be able to do it. So, I just want to give a big thanks and I appreciate you to Viltrox for everything that you're doing with these lenses. Now, what I want to know is, what do you guys want from Nikon? Not the Z9. Every time I ask this, everybody say I'm waiting for the Z9. And I know we're going to get a lot of good things coming down to the other systems when that comes out. But what do you feel like is lacking with, and please don't say eye autofocus. Please don't say that. I just made a video, I just made a video right here showing an updated review on the Nikon Z7 II eye autofocus system. So check that out if you have not checked that out already. But what is it that you want? What do you feel Nikon can improve on that has nothing to do with eye autofocus and that has nothing to do with the Z9? For me, it always was lenses, and I want them to come out with some type of camera in response to the Sony FX. We need a cinema camera. I've said this before. I was about to end this video, but now I'm about to go into this rant. Okay, I'm sorry. But a lot of Nikon shooters actually use Sony cameras to do their recording on. and they don't like use, you have some that use the Z6 and then maybe another Z6, but a lot of people, especially even the DSLR Nikon shooters, they will use their Nikon to do photography, and then for their YouTube content, they'll use like a Sony, a Sony camera. So the problem with this, Nikon, listen to me, okay? The problem with this is eventually, if you have a person doing that, they are going to leave you to go to Sony. And the reason why is because they're going to say, wow, this camera right here has great eye autofocus. I don't want to have to keep buying 2 different lenses for both of these cameras. If I just switch to Sony, then I only need to buy, one type of lens for all of my cameras. That's what we don't need to happen. And the reason why that would happen is because Nikon, you don't have a dedicated cinema just video camera. The Z6 does really good, but you have to send it back to Nikon for them to let you shoot 12-bit and RAW on it. You can't shoot in-log internally. I use the Ninja 5 and I don't shoot in-log, I shoot flat, but I'm also not that cinematographer, filmmaker. Although I'm trying to be, I'm not there yet. So it's like there are people that are there, and that Sony FX camera is beautiful. Like it is fantastic. It's a beautiful camera. I would get that camera, but you know me, I'm fully invested in Nikon. I rather play the waiting game. Everybody else don't want to do that. Everybody else don't want to play the waiting game, Nikon. So make sure after you make this Z9, you focus on a cinema camera or a, just something like the Sony FX. Give us that. We need that. We really, really need that. Okay. I don't want this video to get too long. Also, listen, I want to be able to give you some type of news type of videos at least once a week that touch on multiple topics. I know a lot of you guys out there really like Nikon. I got a lot of subscribers that are just Nikon shooters, but keep in mind, we got some Canon shooters, we got some Sony shooters, we got some Fuji shooters, and I really want to make content for them as well. So I want to keep the Nikon, I don't want to go away with the Nikon content. I just really want to keep it, not being the main focus of my channel. You know what I mean? So we all here for the love of photography. I want it to stay that way, and I don't want you to feel like, oh, Ryan Troy put another video out, this is all about Nikon. It's going to be about other things as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for giving me the 1,000 subscribers that I have. So once again, if you haven't already, which you should have in the beginning, like this video. If you're new here, watch a couple of my other videos. And if you feel like it's a fit, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.